Good morning to everyone. We would like to thank everyone for being here this morning at such an early time. We're going to go ahead and get started with our program. And this morning, I would like to ask Lakita Watson to come up and give us our welcome.
Good morning. To Mayor Johnson, Councilman Parr, and in the absence of our city manager, our chief of staff, Mrs. Debbie George, all other city officials that are here, city staff, and honorees. It brings me great pleasure to welcome you to this event, celebrating the 2012 Summer Work Success Program. To our honorees, your contributions to the City of Suffolk workforce has been recognized and appreciated. I am hopeful that this work experience serves as a foundation for your future endeavors. To the supervisors that serve not only as supervisors but as mentors, your work and commitment and leadership is truly appreciated. As we close out the program today, let's not look at this as an ending. Let's look at this as the transition to the next level of your journey. As Wally Famous Amos, the Cookie Man, stated, life is just a mirror, and what you see out there you must first see inside of you. Welcome.
Good morning again. And for those who don't know, I'm Jennifer Branham, Youth Outreach Coordinator and Program Coordinator for the Suffolk Summer Work Success Program. I would like to ask that you pay attention to your program and note that this event is entitled Making a Difference. And for all of those who are here, our honorees, and our guests, you are making a difference. With that being said, I would like to bring up Debbie George to give us our greeting. Thank you.
Good morning. No, I'm not the city manager, and I know you're disappointed that she's not here, but you are nowhere close to as disappointed as she is that she couldn't be here. Unfortunately, the city manager came down with the flu, and she had been looking forward to this event all week long, and we had to convince her not to come because we didn't want you to get ill as you started on your next journey. But I did assure her that I would come and bring her congratulations and her appreciation for the job that you did all summer. I will say that it is truly an honor to be here this morning celebrating yet another successful year of Suffolk Summer Work Success Program. You all should be very proud of what you have accomplished. I, too, am very proud of you, as well as city staff, for their dedication to seeing you through this program. Whether this was your first job ever or your last job before attending college, I hope that you have gained the knowledge, skills, and ability, as well as the life lessons that will be beneficial to you throughout life's journey. I appreciate all the hours of hard work that you put in alongside our dedicated employees, and I hope that you have gained some insight as to what it takes to keep a city running smoothly. I look forward to seeing each of you one day with permanent City of Suffolk employee badges. Had to get that plug in for jobs. Please continue to strive to do your best and make a difference, and I'm sure that you will in fact succeed. On behalf of the City of Suffolk, I wish you all well in your future endeavors, and I thank you all for your service to the public. Thank you.
Now we will have greetings from the Honorable Mayor, Linda T. Johnson. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. Everybody wake up. So, I do want to say congratulations on behalf of the City Council and on behalf of all the citizens of Suffolk, because what you've done is truly a success story for you, and it's a beginning. You know, I always say the beginning of the journey is probably the most fun, but I'm not sure, to be honest with you, if that's true or not. I've watched you through this summer. I've watched you go through a lot of the things that you're doing, and I'm sure those experiences will carry you a lot of different places in life. We were just laughing about everybody remembers their first job. I think probably us older folks in the room would say, you know, you just can't forget it. And my first job was in a lumber yard. And it was kind of, my dad was working for the railroad, and you couldn't hire your own children. So he hired all the other folks around, but he couldn't hire me. But we had to work. That was the deal. So I was 16, and he carried me to work at 5:45 in the morning. So the first challenge was getting up. Anybody can relate to that? So the next challenge was making sure that my eyes were open and I actually had matching clothes on to some degree. And I found out I was the only woman on the group. There were 11 guys and me. And we would stack lumber all day long. I learned so much that year. Number one, I learned that I was a lot stronger than I thought I was. I learned just how small my paycheck was. I also learned that it wasn't my money, because my dad said that's what you're going to use when you go to college to take care of your monthly expenses. So I was like, okay, now we'll budget. I get this much and this much goes over here. And I guess mainly what I really learned was relationships, because, do you know, I still know the people that I stacked that lumber with. And I think that that's probably the best part of it, is that you have now started creating a web of people that care about you, that will carry you through life, that will be your friends, that will watch what you do and will watch you when you fall. They'll pick you up. And they'll watch you when you succeed, and they'll cheer you on. You know, this has been a great program. It's great for the city as well as for everyone that participates, because we need young leaders. All of us are going to get older, and we're going to fade away, and you all are going to step into these places, and you're going to take this city forward. So that's what you started doing this summer. You started being a part of this wonderful city that we live in. I hope many of you stay here. I know some of you will go on to other places, but you know, it's a great place, and with all of the things that you're learning and all the relationships you're creating, I hope you want to stay here and make it home forever. And I think probably a lot of you will. But we thank you for your service this summer. We thank you, and we hope that you've enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed having you. And it's certainly something that we need to continue as a city, because it builds young people into great adults, and that's where it's all about. So, but you will remember, and you will remember that person that walked by you in the morning and said good morning every morning. 20, 40 years from now, I'm 61 years old, and I remember that crew that I stacked lumber with. So thank you so much for everything you did. Congratulations, and whatever you're getting ready to do, we wish you the most success. Thanks so much.
Next, we will have, we will have Senior Pastor Ruffin Alphen with the Westminster Reformed Presbyterian Church, after which breakfast will be served. And at that time, I would ask that you would kind of mingle and pay attention to the screen. Pastor Alphen.
I know you're waiting for the really big thing this morning, and that's food right over here. So I want to congratulate you, too. We as a church in Suffolk are very much behind these kinds of programs, and we're excited about what the city is doing and how they're doing it, and we praise the Lord for it. So let's pray together. Father in heaven, we do come before you this morning as our great Creator and Redeemer. We do thank you for our city and for all those who serve in it and for those who've participated in this program already. We thank you for the vision of this city to help young people in this way. And for this summer work program, the students who participated and now, Lord, have graduated. And as Linda has said, may they gain much from this job, and may they benefit a great deal and keep these relationships going. Use it in their lives to make them better citizens who will work for the common good. Well, Lord, bless this food, we pray this morning. We acknowledge it as a gift from you. Nourish us with it. All that we have is a gift from you. We ask it in Christ's name. Amen.
I hope that you all are enjoying your breakfast, and we're going to move right along. I will provide for you the program overview. The Suffolk Summer Work Success Program is a youth employment initiative funded by the City of Suffolk in May of this year. This initiative has provided 30 youth ages 16 to 21 an opportunity to receive on-the-job training in 8 city departments over a 9-week period. Modeled after the previous summer youth employment program funded by a federal grant, this program, as you will hear this morning, has certainly proven to be a best practice. From a pool of over 200 applicants, each summer youth worker was interviewed and selected, as were the supervisors who were identified and selected for their ability to mentor and train the youth. Not only did the summer youth workers receive on-the-job training, but they also received 16 hours of work readiness training, of which they attended every other week of the program. This portion of the program was coordinated by the Suffolk Workforce Development Center in cooperation with the Virginia Employment Commission. The work readiness training provided the summer workers with the employment tools necessary to succeed in their work experience and in their work and future endeavors. The training included presentations from employers, practice applications, interview practice, basic money management, and resume development. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Michelle Lactera for her role in making a difference in our youth. One of my roles was to serve as timekeeper, but it was with the assistance of Social Services Finance Department that made this process run very smoothly. The youth worked 32 hours a week, all at various times according to the needs of the departments that they were assigned to. Sometimes youth would work in the evenings and on weekends at special events, and sometimes they would even volunteer to work other assignments as needed. It was always a pleasure to work with social services. So a special thank you to Leonard Horton and his staff for making it possible for our youth to be compensated on a weekly basis as they so joyfully received. Now I'd like to share the anticipated outcomes of this program. And they were to provide exposure to the working world and its requirements, to provide work experience that helped the youth acquire the personal attributes, knowledge, and skills needed to obtain a job and advance in employment, and also to provide an opportunity for career exploration and skill development. I was most pleased with the evaluation process that we had implemented for this program. And I want to share with you some of the highlights of this program. The retention rate for this program is 100%. The implementation of this program was to hire 30 youth, and we succeeded. We are closing out this program with 30 youth. The evaluations, the ratings were from a 2.5 to a 5, with 50% receiving a rating of 3.5 or better. Can we give them a round of applause for that? Our attendance rate, we had 53% that had perfect attendance. In the area of higher education, 60% of the youth plan to attend college or some form of higher education, and 75% said they loved their summer employment work experience and they would like to work for the city again. 10 summer youth personally asked me if they can continue to work year-round. That's not my decision. And 15 supervisors indicated that they would recommend their summer youth worker for employment, or they would love to have their summer youth worker to come back and work for them. That is so outstanding. I think I was smiling in my sleep after I went through these evaluations. As you can see, this has been an outstanding group of young people, and as well the supervisors, because we could not have done this without you. It was through your leadership, your guidance, that these young people have been able to work, want to come to work, and succeed at working. So again, can we give a round of applause to the supervisors and our honorees, the summer youth workers? I just want to share something with you in regards to the follow-up for this program. Again, this is a city-funded program. In the past, we have had, this program was federally funded. We intend to follow up with this program, and the follow-up will occur in a 3, 6, 9, and 12-month period so as to find out where the youth are. I found something interesting. We had several youth who actually recently graduated from high school in 2012. We have, and I don't know the exact percentage, but we have a number of our honorees who are actually going to be some seniors this school year up and coming, and then we have those who are planning to go off to college. I'm very excited about this group of young people. I know that they will do well in the future. I look forward to seeing some of you working in the city, as I know many of you have already applied for some of the positions that have been posted within the city, and I'm just happy for you. We will be referring you without high school diplomas to the Suffolk Workforce Development Center. Michelle has been working diligently with them, and we will encourage those youth with high school diplomas and or GEDs to apply for employment with the city. Lastly, I would like to say to the staff of, from Social Services, Parks and Recreation, and Human Resources, the Planning Committee, who assisted in the coordination, the application process, and the implementation of this program. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We could not have done this without you. And to all of the supervisors, you gave of your time. You have been so patient and cooperative, and we could not have done this without you. To the city leaders, on behalf of the youth of the Summer Work Success Program, thank you for this opportunity, and please continue to fund this program because it has made a difference in all of our lives. Thank you. Now we will have reflections from two of our youth program workers, and that will be Terry Hannah Hammond and Ebony Goodwin. If you all could come forward. They will be sharing their reflection of the Suffolk Summer Work Success Program.
Good morning. My name is Ebony Goodwin. I also had the privilege of working at the Suffolk Workforce Center for this year. It was a great experience. I also had the privilege to work the National Night Out and the 4th of July at fireworks. That was a great experience as well. I enjoyed this program, and hopefully the City of Suffolk could do it again next year. And I would like to thank Ms. Branham and Ms. Lightera in the City of Suffolk for giving me and the youth of City of Suffolk this opportunity. Thank you and have a nice day.
Don't walk away. So hi, I'm Terry Hannah Hammond, and I also worked with Ebony at the Workforce Development Center. We worked with Nina and Amy, who rock, and I'm not just saying that because they told me to, and Miss Michelle Lactera, who is the nicest mean person you will ever meet. She taught us all to play our roles and play them well. I'd first of all like to congratulate everyone on completing the program, because although we had different jobs, this was an adventure for all of us. From the hard things like getting along with employers to the easy things like getting paid. I know that we've definitely learned from this. All of us also had the privilege of attending Job Club, which is coached by Ms. Vernetta Mason, and I hope that you all were paying attention because everything she said in there really does help. Because I just had an interview on Tuesday with Harper's Table, and I'm gonna start working there tomorrow. So come eat there, you know, the food is great, come eat there, please. I've definitely come a long way because, to be honest, I thought that I'd just be like, hello, Workforce Development Center, please hold, and then that was it. But to my surprise, on the second day, a man came in and asked us if we had typewriters. So I thought this was definitely gonna be a long 9 weeks. Ebony and I have learned that we have some bright people in our community. They just need a lot of extra help with computers. But the Workforce Development Center is a great resource center for those who don't have access to computers or faxes, because this gives them a chance to find jobs. So if you're looking for a job after this, please go right down to the Workforce Development Center and check out their job board. There's like tons of stuff up there. Yeah, so I feel, me and Ebony definitely feel prepared because this job has improved both our communication skills and even our computer skills. And as Malcolm X once said, the future belongs to those who prepare for it today.
Terry Hunter, I was just told you need to go into marketing. Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Now we will have words from our guest speaker, and I will be introducing her to you. Hellevi Holland Esquire, City Attorney of the City of Suffolk, was appointed by the City Council of Suffolk on March 7, 2012. Attorney Holland is head of the city's legal department and is the chief legal advisor of the City Council, the city manager, and all department directors, commissions, and agencies of the city, and all matters that affect the interests of the city. She came back to her hometown, Suffolk, Virginia, after serving as director of the Virginia Department of Juvenile Justice from 2010 to 2012, as appointed by Governor of Virginia, Bob McDonnell. She is a graduate of College of William and Mary's Marshall Wythe School of Law, as well as Virginia Tech. As a practicing attorney in the Commonwealth since 1991, Attorney Holland has served in the legal community as a senior prosecutor, an adjunct professor, a deputy city attorney, and as a guardian ad litem. As a prosecutor for more than 10 years, Attorney Holland served in the Portsmouth and Suffolk offices of the Commonwealth's attorney. In addition to writings and managing grants in each office, she prosecuted major juvenile crimes in juvenile justice and domestic relation courts and circuit court. Her prosecutorial style and training skills on crime prosecution earned her the Virginia Department of Crime Justice Victim Assistance Award, the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, National Lloyd Seeley Award, and the Community Services Award for the Commonwealth of Virginia, and Virginia Lawyers Weekly Virginia Leaders in Law in 2010. For more than 10 years, Attorney Holland served as an adjunct professor at Paul D. Camp Community College. She taught on 2 campuses as well as at a correctional facility in the Virginia Department of Corrections. Attorney Holland has previously served in the appointed position of Deputy City Attorney for the City of Suffolk, and while in that capacity, she appeared weekly in Juvenile and Domestic Relations District Court, representing the Suffolk Department of Social Services in child welfare cases. Additionally, she supervised all the assistant city attorneys and support staff of the Office of the City Attorney, wrote and managed the office's budget, represented the Department of Human Resources, served on the management advisory team of the city, and served as the liaison to the courts of the city. She currently remains qualified as a guardian ad litem. Further, Hellevi stays active in the community. Her community involvement includes having served on the board of directors of the Children's Center, Suffolk Education Foundation, Suffolk Chapter of Red Cross, and the Geneve Shelter for Battered Women and Children. She regularly speaks and trains on various subjects of law relating to leadership, juvenile crimes, domestic violence, child welfare, juvenile delinquency, and juvenile reentry. And additionally, she is a proud member of First Baptist Church Mahan in Suffolk, and a Diamond Life member of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated in Suffolk alumni chapter. I would like to present to some and introduce to others our City Attorney, Hellevi Holland.
Good morning. You know, when I arrive at a place like this, I usually have 4 thoughts. The first thought is, I look at the program to see if they're having a speaker. The second thought is, since I found out they're having a speaker, I hope the speaker is entertaining at least. And then the third thing I think about is whether the speaker is good or bad. I hope they're not up there too long. And the fourth one is, my favorite, are they having food? And so if you had or have any of these issues and the same thoughts that I had, I have the following responses for you. As to thought one, I am assuming that it was either Leonard Horton, Lakita Frazier Watson, or Jennifer Branham that made y'all have a speaker. Blame them. But I got the official request from Ms. Branham. Of course, I was glad that she asked and said I would be here. As it relates to thought number two, I've spoken, if you heard my bio, and I've spoken to international audiences, and all of them, at least I think, said that I was entertaining. Some of them even said that I was funny. Now, that could be an insult or a compliment, but we'll let you form that opinion. And then as it relates to thought number three, we'll go back to thought number one and thought number four. First of all, I would have preferred to have somebody here like Jay-Z, Chris Brown, Kanye. You know, give me some folks. That's right. Yeah, he's moving in the back. But you stuck with me. But you have food. So here we go. Since you got such a speaker at a really, really good rate, free, we're gonna get this over with. Now, I was truly challenged by this opportunity to speak to such a group of people who were from ages 16 to 21. And did anybody pay attention to my bio? If you listen to my bio, you'll find out that most of my career I've dealt with troubled youth. And so let me explain how this works. For 10 years, I prosecuted juveniles. And I prosecuted adults who committed crimes against juveniles. And I prosecuted juveniles who committed crimes against juveniles. And then for 8 years, I had the honor of working and representing the Department of Social Services. And there I removed juveniles who were in trouble because they were abused or neglected. And then for the last 2 years, I ran juvenile prisons. So all I dealt with were juveniles who had trouble. You ever heard of people being committed to DJJ? How about going upstate? If you heard of going upstate, I ran those 6 prisons. 6 prisons that held about 800 to 850 juveniles each and every day who had committed offenses like robbery, rape, murder. And they range from age 11 to 21. So you know it's really exciting for me to be here today with such a group of well-respected people. So it's different for me to not be up here trying to convict all y'all, trying to remove y'all from your parents, or either make sure that you stay in the cells that I have provided. So I'm really excited. But I got excited, then I got nervous. I was like, how do I speak to a group? What do I say? How do I say something to a group of hardworking, intelligent, well-respected, highly motivated young people? How do young people like you communicate? I mean, how do you do it when you graduated from high school, getting ready to be a senior, you're going off to college? How do people in your class of people actually communicate? You know, what do I say to people and how do I say it? And how can I keep you all interested when you all are people who know how to manage time? You get to work on time, you do the tasks that your supervisor told you to do timely. So I said, what could I talk about? Now, this making a difference, that sounds really nice, and they had a program, and we have a person I've been knowing basically all of my career who makes things look absolutely beautiful. If you give her a theme, she's going to go with it, and that's Diana Klink. But I was trying to say, oh, what can I do so that you all don't fall asleep? Because remember, they had food. Okay, so what I figured out is, let's talk about texting or tweeting. Y'all know a little bit about texting or tweeting. Now, this group right here, and that group right in there, they're a little over the age of 21. So they don't do a lot of tweeting or texting. So I need to explain something so they can catch up with y'all. Okay, so when you tweet, you only have about 140 characters. Y'all got it? Okay, y'all know what characters are and everything? Okay, all right. So when you tweet, you have 140 characters. When you actually text, you get 160 characters. So we're now all on the same playing field. We know what we're talking about. So whether we're going to tweet or Twitter. Now, when you tweet, you can do it on a computer or you can do it on your cell phone. Now, when you text, you're actually doing it on your cell phone. So you're limited to the people, because you only can talk to people who have cell phones. But you can go to the workforce center and get on a computer. You can go to the library and get your tweets. Okay? So now that we all know about texting and tweeting, it would be very interesting for that group right there and that group over here, and there's a little group over here, who served in this program, who served as your supervisors, who were really concerned. We would just like to know, what would you tweet? What would you text about the summer work program? You know, it begs the question, was working at the city so good, you know, so off the hook, so for cheesy, that you say, look, I got to text because I got so much stuff to say, 140 words of twittering wouldn't help me. That's what we hope. And then we tried to evaluate the program and talk about your experiences, and we would say, was it so slamming, so cool, so awesome, that you said, now, I have so many people that I want to tell about this. Texting isn't enough. I got to Twitter, because in my texts, the most I can get is 10 in my group of SMS. But if I Twitter, I can give it to all my 1,000 followers. That's the kind of stuff that we're looking for. Now, when you text or you Twitter, and for you all that are a little mature, if you get a text or you get a Twitter, and it's in lowercase, it's like, you know, I'm saying that. But we're hoping that when you all talk about how off the hook these jobs were, that they were all caps, okay? So here we are. Now, you know, some people say, well, I can't say all those words. If you want to put punctuations in and grammar, our mayor is an English professor. She ain't good at texting and twittering because you don't use all those letters and commas and grammar. So I would just like you to know that those of us who are part of this program, I don't know if y'all can see it back here, but y'all over here on this side, y'all know what I'm talking about. We would really be disappointed. What is that? Sad face. All the people who work would be disappointed. And we would be more than embarrassed if you wrote H-H-I-T. What does that mean? Hey. All right. And then if you did N-4-M. Not familiar. Not familiar. Hey! Wait a minute! How about N-B-D? No big deal. We studied last night. And the worst of all, we really wouldn't want to see on your cell phone that this is what you put. X-U-X. Let's all say it. All right. So as a person who's been a part of this program for several years and always was striving that we would have a great program, from people from the mayor, who's here, to the city manager who's disappointed but made sure she got up this morning and got a message to the chief of staff, please be here and give my regrets as well as my congratulations. To your department heads who are here, to those who served as your immediate city supervisors, how about from city council members to people like Ms. Branham and Ms. Loctera, from Mr. Horton to Ms. Watson. We all would hope that this, if we got a chance to check your cell phone, you know, sometimes they confiscate them. But we didn't do that. But we still want to know. Let's give us a sneak preview. And we would be more than happy that you would have texted or Twittered these things. OMG, it was GR8.
Oh my God, it was great.
How about XLENT?
Excellent.
And GHANX.
Thanks.
Yes. This is our goal, and we really hope that you all could text or tweet this for us and to us. So no matter whether you tweet or you Twitter, we hope that you realize that you got a chance in 2012 that only 30 citizens in the city of Suffolk, 30 citizens in the state of Virginia, 30 citizens in the United States of America, 30 citizens on earth. You all are 30 people who had an opportunity to work for the City of Suffolk in the Suffolk Summer Success Work Program. Now, whether you were a recreational aide or visitor center assistant, office assistant, custodial assistant, engineering construction assistant, building maintenance technician, assistant maintenance assistant, meter assistant, or media and communication relations assistant, you are now prepared for your career. A difference was made. A difference was made because now you know what you're supposed to wear to work. Now you know that you're supposed to report to work on time. Now you know that you can have a little bit of fun at work. And most of all, you came to the realization that if you go out and get a job at $10 an hour and you work 40 hours that week, you're not going to get a paycheck that cashes at $400 because they take taxes. I heard that was so disappointing to many of y'all. So now you know. So when you're doing your budgeting and you're making $10 an hour, you're not bringing home $400 a week, and that makes a difference. You know, my mom always tells me, nothing good lasts forever, nothing bad lasts forever. Everything comes to an end. So we ask you to leave here feeling that we made a difference. We ask you to tweet and to Twitter, whatever you feel is appropriate. But if you give us a chance, all of the people who work for the City of Suffolk, if you give all of us a chance, this is what we plan to say to you. BGD and SIT, smiley face. And that means be good and stay in touch, smiley face. Thank you for all your service.
Thank you. She was quite entertaining, wasn't she? You see why we asked her to speak. Now's the time that we will pay homage and give special recognition to our supervisors. So I'm going to ask Meredith Johnson to come up and assist, and I will assist her, actually, in recognizing our supervisors.
And this program really represents everything I love about working in human resources. Some of you don't know yet what human resources is, but it's what helped to enable, as part of the planning committee, each of you to get a job offer to come work for the city. So I love that part of my job. I love seeing employees succeed and excel, and I love seeing our supervisors rise to the occasion and help give their dedication to the city to make these type of programs very successful. So this portion again is to recognize you, the supervisors. You all have taken on the task of the summer youth program in addition to your own jobs, in addition to managing your folks on a regular basis here, at the city, who are your normal city employees that work here year-round. So you have all of those. I see some people shaking heads. It's a big job that you all have on a daily basis, year-round. But to take on a special summer program, mentoring these youth, helping make sure they learn these real work skills is really commendable. It shows your dedication to the city, and we know it's not an easy task. So we wanted to bring you up and give you a special certificate. So when we call your name, if you're present, please come forward. Ashley Green. Ashley Sessoms. Byron Lawrence.
I must speak up. These are Parks and Rec people, and they're on field trips.
They're working. That's right. This is what I'm talking about busy folks. Here at the city, we pride ourselves really in doing more with less and really trying to be as efficient and effective with the staff we have. So we understand they're busy and they're doing the job that we employ them here at the city to do year-round. And the summer's a busy time in Parks and Rec, and many of you have helped Parks and Rec with that. And whatever department you've been in, hopefully you've seen how hard the fellow city employees work, how hard your supervisors work. So that should help you to kind of learn what would be expected, again, if you were employed by the city. The next one is Candace Edwards. Candace is here. Okay. Curtis Kindred. Dwight Druitt, I see him back there. Felton Mann, come on up. Jean Weaver. Joshua Haynes. Joanne Turner. Janetta Williams. JJ Stevens. Kevin Sari. Lakeisha Reed. Michelle Lactera. Randy Crocker. Rakita Fofana. Shirley Knight. Well, Felton's going to come. Shirley's one of his folks. Please tell Shirley, thank you for us, Felton. Sherry Williams. She's got a fan club. Teresa Earls. You want to come forward, Kevin, for her? Please tell Teresa thank you as well. Tim Kelly. Tori Askew. Veronica Thomas. Zeller Raspberry. Again, thank you to all the supervisors who gave of their time and efforts to help dedicate and propel the city forward with this summer program. We really appreciate it, and we'll be calling on you next year, hopefully, to help us again, because many of you have done this for 3-4 years now in a row and really have done a commendable job. So thank you so much.
Okay, now this time for special recognition. I'm going to ask the mayor if she would come up and assist.
I just want to point out that I knew that text and Twitter stuff.
She did. She was calling them all out. Okay. That's up there. Over here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. And you're gonna, okay. And I have their names here also because I'm gonna be sharing with them copies of their evaluation, which you all, I'm asking that you put them with your portfolios and your resumes, because these too are very good to have when you go on your interviews and to share with your future employers. Okay. Asia Bailey. Alexis Cottrell. Antonio Jefferson. Anthony Fenner. Briante Jefferson. Carlton Ely. Chastity Parker. Chastity not here? Okay. Daquan Knight. Desmond Bailey. Okay. Daquan Scott. Daquan is working also. He Ebony Goodwin. Elizabeth Williams. Joshua Sanders. Jasmine Turner. Jaquana Wilkins. Jaquana emailed me several times inquiring about how to stay with the city. Khalil Daughtry Holden. Kelvin Bullock. Lon Dexter Davis. Lashina Harden. Lashina actually worked dual for a moment, but she actually, within the first week, I believe, had grasped the whole concept of running East Suffolk. And she is awesome. So I'm hoping she applied for a position with us. Okay. Laquita Lassiter. I remember Laquita when we did the interviews here, and she was most interested in just being wherever we would have her. So she did exceptionally well during the interview process, and she really stood out to me. Nicotis Christian. Nicotis. Richard White. This next person, you all have heard of the face of Fox 43. This is the face of Suffolk, Sean Artis. Sean was just everywhere. He worked evenings. He was instrumental in a lot of the special events. When National Night Out, some of the duck race and a number of things that they did pre-National Night Out, Sean was there. Miss Shalace Kit. Miss Shalace Kit is all over East Suffolk, but she's mostly seen with the seniors. She loves her job, and she is just awesome. She's just awesome. Shalace Kit.
I want these pictures.
This next person, I just learned this week. This young lady worked out at our Oak Camp. And if you know anything about Oak Camp, they do a lot in the outdoors. It's a very popular camp within Parks and Recreation. And Shambria, I've known her from a previous program. And I learned this week that after she's out in the sun, and you all remember we had some dog hot days this summer. We really did. And one day I came into the administration office and I didn't even recognize her. I walked right past her and I came back. I was like, oh, that's Shambria. Well, I've just learned this week that after she works all day long with us, she goes and works at Pizza Hut right after that. And talk about true dedication, Shambria Vaughn. Special Wilson. Special is not able to be with us. She's also working today. And they called and they asked, I want to work. I understand, but I want to work. So, sure. Samson Worrell. Samson's mother came to me one day and she said, and I think it was earlier this week or last week, and she said, Samson said, Mom, I've been volunteering all these years and finally I'm going to get paid. Terry Hannah Hammond.
This is our marketing girl. Face of Suffolk.
Another face of Suffolk. Yes. Another smiling face, Taisha Stokes. I gave them a somewhat of a dress code in the email, and she says to me yesterday, she came in to help, and she said, "Can I wear a dress, Miss Brand?" I said, "Sure, you can wear a dress." Talk about professionalism. And last but not least, we have Mr. Tyler Wilson.
I have to tell you, I've seen this young man just about every day.
Congratulations to you all. Congratulations. Now, I would like to ask the supervisors, Kevin Sari and Zella Raspberry, in that order, if they would come up and give us a reflection.
My colleagues at the tourism office and I had the privilege of working with two great young adults this summer, Chastity Parker and Samson Worrell. We found that while we were planning to help these young adults gain real-world experience, that they in turn were a great help to us and quickly became part of our staff. Their assistance with the daily operation of the visitor center, tours, visitor services, and the farmers market was invaluable. They eagerly accepted tasks even if it meant working on weekends. We feel fortunate to not only have had them on our team, but to have gotten to know such bright young members of Suffolk's young community. We expect that they will accomplish great things as they continue with their education and future careers. The tourism staff wishes the best of luck not only to Chastity and Sam, but to the youth work experience participants.
Hello. Mayor Johnson, the top department heads, supervisors, program manager Branham, program participants. Good morning. Good morning. Once again, my name is Zella Raspberry, and I'm the clerical supervisor for Social Services Customer Support Team. And this team consists of screening clerks and an office assistant too. And it has been our pleasure and a great opportunity to have 4 youth assigned to our team. They were eager to learn and ready to work. With their help, these young people have kept the clerical support team above our goals of scanning active and closed documents and organizing closed files to be purged. They were given oral instructions and hands-on training in the beginning of their employment. And within a few days, we almost had to push them out the door at 5 o'clock. They were so eager to finish all of the work assigned for the day, and I really had to keep reminding them that there were plenty of files left to do. Not to worry, we weren't going to run out of files for them to scan. But many days they were trying to complete the stacks before they received more stacks. And between them, over the period of time, they have scanned approximately 2,500 documents. That may seem small, but the documents were very large, sometimes over 1,000 pages. In other words, they kept us working in order to keep up with them. They also received training on the front reception area and switchboard and the mail room. I can truly say that our team learned some scanning tips from them as well. We learned how to operate a new mail machine along with them, you know, those young minds, and learn how to communicate and be diversified with a huge generation gap. We have truly enjoyed working with this group. Several of the staff members commented that we received some courteous, polite, dynamic, motivated, and cooperative youth on our team. As a matter of fact, 2 of the young ladies were assigned to work with another unit in our department to help with a backlog and to provide backup telephone assistance to another city department. The goal of this department was to give youth the opportunity to work in a professional setting. So this team believes that we have accomplished our goal. They can now place this experience on their resume. I would like to thank the summer youth participants and best wishes to you in your future endeavors. And those assigned to the social services team, will you please stand? Thank you, young people. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you again.
We're going to do a brief showing of the video, but I would like for all of the participants to please stand and be recognized. You may be seated. And now the supervisors, would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you so much. We're going to have a showing of the video, after which we will have closing remarks by Leonard Horton, Director of Social Services.
Thank you all. This has been a wonderful morning. It's a great time. I've sat over there, I've laughed, I've almost cried a couple of times. But Hellevi said something earlier that I think was incorrect. So she said there's 4 things she always looks at in a program, and I guess she didn't want to hurt my feelings, but I'm sure the 5th thing is Leonard Horton making closing remarks, because he never knows when to be quiet. So, you know, but I promise to keep my remarks really brief. I did want to challenge you. I was listening to what the mayor said at the beginning of the presentation, and it made me think of my first job. And really, many of you, this is your first job, and you're going to take a lot away from this. It's going to be something that either you have awoken something in you of skills that you never knew that you had, or interests that you have never even thought about. It may put you on a career path of something that is new and different. For many of you, it may be like my first job. It's going to be that I don't ever want to do this again. My uncle owned a service station back in Virginia Beach in like 1965. And my first job there was to pump gas. First off, it was an Esso station, which probably none of you have ever heard of. They're now called Exxon stations. And pumping gas, probably never heard of that either. But he just said, I said, what do you want me to do? Pump gas, make sure you clean the people's window, and check the oil. Well, in 1965, and I was in Virginia Beach on Pacific Avenue, cars then were a lot different than they are now. Gas tanks are either on the right or the left. Back then, they used to hide the gas tanks. They would put them under the license plates. They would put them in the bumpers. They would put them in the front of the car. And I mean, I can relate to y'all. 16 years old, you're down at the beach, having a good time, trying to show off, and these people drive up, and you're trying to figure out, where in the heck do you put the thing like that? Then I'd go to the problem of, how do you open the hood? And then once I'd open the hood, it's like, where is the stick? So that awoke something in me that I know I didn't want to be a gas pumper the rest of my life. And thank goodness it did, because they're obsolete now. So I'm hoping and challenging you that you take the summer of looking in retrospect, what did I learn? What new adventure is out there for me? What are some things I don't want to do? This may be an impetus for you to go to school, to learn other things, but this was a great opportunity, and I wish you make sure you take advantage and think of that in the future. And in closing, I just want to echo what Hellevi said, and that is, I hope I did the right one, and with Mayor also hit on this, be good, but stay in touch. Stay in touch with the new friends, the new acquaintances that you've made here. Stay in touch with your mentors, your site supervisors. If you have a problem, they're here to reach out to help you. So again, I just say, be good, stay in touch.
Thank you all, and this concludes our program.